Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Señoras y señores, live! It's time!
It's a funeral night, guys. We're airing our grievances. We're just going to be sad all night. It's going to be a depressing show. When we say, hey, this is going to be the best show ever, might be our worst. We're in a bad place. I'm in a dark place right now with sports, Chris. I'm mad at sports today. Yeah, you and Uncle John were just, I wasn't ready to talk about it, but you guys were like diving in on a text stream to like, this is what we have to do this off season. I was like, I don't want to be reactionary. I want to like take some time. I think that's, if I'm the GM, which maybe they'll hire me because the position's open. And I think my name's probably top 3 at least. I try not to be too reactionary, Chris. Take some time, let it marinate. Don't feed off emotion. You did. And that's okay. That's okay. Like nothing? Oh, it's only Chris we can't hear. Oh, this is perfect. Guys, never mind. When I said that maybe this won't be the best stream ever, now it's turning into the best. Can you not hear Rec? If you can hear Rec though, welcome to the Scotty Show. Let's go. This is going to be off the rails, everybody. No direction, no nothing. I'm just going to talk, and you guys are going to listen, and I'll respond to your chat here. Yeah.
Are we back?
I mean,
are we back? Are we good?
Canada. It's Canada.
Chat, are we good? Finally?
Can people hear Chris?
Can people
He's
hear?
asking.
Okay.
I can
okay.
hear Chris.
There we go. All right.
Sorry, guys.
You restart your computer once, and everything goes off the rails. All right.
This
All
would have
right.
been a great. I mean, it still can be a great stream, but it would have been a different kind.
What's
of
up?
if we
What's
couldn't
up,
hear Chris.
everybody? Yeah. I mean, who would run the show? Who would put all this together? As I was mentioning in the silence of my soul, maybe. I mean, it was all depressing shit anyway. But we're having a therapy session of sorts to get all of these things in our head in a healthy way worked out, so we got to practice good mental health, ladies and gentlemen. And if you can't do that after a weekend like what it is, then here we go. Damn, now it's time to go. Right? What's up, Philly? What's up, Riley? What's up, Unknown? Chairman's in the house. Joe Quills. We got also all of you guys joining in. So it's great to have you guys here. We're going to keep this an open forum. We're going to keep this open. We don't have a plan for tonight. We're just going to kind of talk through some NBA to start because obviously our Denver Nuggets got knocked out of the playoffs. And I did. I knew you guys needed a mental health break too. You needed it too. So we're going to talk about that. Yeah.
Chris is in a dark place.
I'm in a dark place.
And I'm gonna try and keep it positive a little bit, but not only did I have the Nuggets lose, but I had Scotty Scheffler win the PGA Championship. I hate life right now.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Everything is going.
I hate that man with every fiber of my being.
It's been a rough day for all of us. Scotty enjoyed going solo for 5 minutes, and he's announcing tonight he's leaving the stream after tonight. He's going out on top. He's going out on top.
Solo, guys. Catch me. I don't know what it's going to be called, but I'm going to go solo. It's time. After that 5 minutes, I know I'm ready.
Yeah.
There would be no direction, but there'd be some probably clippable crazy takes.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. It'd be about how much I hate you, Rec.
What's up, Joker? How we doing? How you feeling about OKC, Joker? We'll get to that. We'll maybe preview a little bit of that. Scotty, can you even start the stream with help?
That's why AI is out there. Okay, I could develop this probably. Chris holds the keys right now, but maybe I throw it for a loop. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Chris, are you holding me back?
I think it's the other way around, but
that's fair. I don't.
Well, actually, that's a good thing. That's actually a really good thing.
Oh, we still don't hear Rec. This is never mind. Best stream ever.
Let me see. Yeah, it's okay, Rick. We don't need to talk. You're good.
No, just go look at Rec's new posting of his, second edition of the coach rankings. Someone's in there that Rec's very familiar with. Even may have a jersey of said person.
Hey, Rec, is Tomlin just that guy? He's not that guy, pal. I'll try to fix. I'll try to fix Rec's audio.
Tomlin will never win a Super Bowl. Like, there's no shot. He'll never do it. He's never going to be good enough.
So we'll try to get
to the fact that he has one, Rec.
We'll try to get Rec's audio situated here in a second, and then we'll get you all squared away. But until then, we're gonna dive into a couple things here. Again, this is an open night. We're just going to kind of talk through some things and try to get some good mental health going. You can bring any topic you want tonight. You can bring any. This is more of a community night. And we're going to talk about whatever topics you want. They don't even need to be sports related. You could bring whatever topics and we'll have fun with it. Either way, maybe something that'll lighten the mood. Maybe something that'll brighten our day from where it is we're currently sitting right now.
I need like a nice rom-com movie, Chris.
Oh my gosh.
I need something to help my heart.
We need, you know what always cheers me up at the end? And my wife does this for if we watch something super intense before bed. She'll have to finish the night with a Ted Lasso episode. No. I need a Ted Lasso episode is what I need in my life. Because you can never end a Ted Lasso episode and feel down on the world. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I watch a couple Ted Lasso episodes at the end of the night. Get Ted to help me feel better about the world. And then, I'll be in a better place. But sad for my Nuggets. We'll be back next year. Let's see. What's up, Devil Doc, Joker?
Chairman said Nuggets versus Pistons 2026.
Bring it.
Go.
Bring it. Let's go.
I'm all for it.
Well, let's start the therapy session then. Guys, hit that follow button if you're new to the channel, just joining us for the first time. We are live every single Wednesday, and now Thursdays are wide open. No issues watching anything. Sub for therapy. That's right. We won't be having any more restrictions for Thursday nights now, and we can watch some. Maybe I'll watch some of the NBA, some of these games with you guys on Playback.tv, because we're trying to expand over to Playback.tv a little more. So, anyways, let's go ahead, hit that follow button here, and let's jump into NBA playoff updates. Let's just get it. Let's just rip the Band-Aid.
We got the Final Four, Chris. We got the Final Four.
Let's rip the Band-Aid. We have our final 4 teams left. We got the Eastern Conference, New York and Indiana, and the Western Conference.
Everyone saw that coming.
Yeah, totally. we were like, wait a minute, how did these 2 teams make it all the way? Then we also have Boston didn't make it. Then we have the Minnesota and OKC series starting up. They only got a day break, so the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be a little bit fresher. So we'll see about that. But I saw that Joker in the chat earlier. He said, I think we can beat OKC in 6 or 7. So, Scotty, let's take out. Let's just not talk about the Nuggets right away, but let's just take a quick look at the OKC and Minnesota series. Now, in our group chat, I was asked, which team are you looking to win? And I was like, Indiana. Indiana. I'll even take New York. I'll take New York. Acted like they won the championship already when they advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. Did you see those videos of New York? Everyone's out on the streets and celebrating like they won the title already.
See, some random guy decided to wear an Indiana jersey out in New York City, and he was getting like harassed and beaten, basically. And the person was basically like, "Well, he deserves it." I'm like, "Where are we at in the sports world?" Listen, was that a dumb call by him? Probably, but also he doesn't deserve to be beaten down and harassed because he's wearing a jersey. Yeah. Everyone calm the fuck down.
Yeah, like, I think stuff like that is dumb. I mean, get your shit together. Like, why are we having these issues?
Be passionate about your fandom, but you don't just ignore him. Ignore him. He wants attention, partially, but then he got a little too much attention and things didn't go well for him. But
yeah.
Fighting someone you've never spoken to or met before because of the jersey they're wearing, maybe look within a little bit. What's happened in your life to be so angry?
It's so crazy to me. It's crazy to me that fans get that wild about it. Cheer for the Timberwolves. Knicks fans are ridiculous. Give me Wolves versus Knicks for finals. At least Philly fans wait till the conference championship to climb polls. That's true.
The NBA, it'll be interesting because the NBA's got to be in full-on panic mode right now. They have one
big
team.
Market team.
They have the Knicks. And outside of that, if somehow it's Indy versus, it doesn't even matter in the West. If it's Indy versus OKC or Minnesota, the ratings are going to be, and it sounds like hating because of Denver, but it wouldn't even be good with Denver. Like if it was Indy versus Denver, it wouldn't be good either.
No.
Denver's not a huge market. Those ratings are going to hurt the NBA a lot. So based off of that, I feel like the Knicks are absolutely going to make the NBA Finals because the NBA is going to direct it that way. They're going to direct it that way. They can't afford to have an Indy versus OKC or Minnesota, like literally these tiny ass market teams. They can't afford it. It won't go well. The ratings will be shit. And that's not a statement on the basketball players that are playing in that. It's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah, I agree. And which if you're talking about conspiracies and things, if anything, if you just happen to see New York find themselves in a situation where they're getting a lot of calls and they're I feel like New York's gonna win that series because as much as Indiana, I would like to see Indiana do some things and make it far. I just think that New York is going to be a team that the NBA wants and needs in the finals. I mean, you have even like some of the biggest personalities on some of these sports networks. Stephen A. Smith. You have Greeny. All these guys are New York Knicks fans. You got so much riding on the New York Knicks that it's almost inevitable, it feels like, for them. Now, if you're asking me who I want to win in the West, it's hard, man. I don't want... You know me. You guys all know me. I do not root for teams. I do not root for teams that beat my team. Generally, I don't. I don't like that juju. We come off a hard fought series, and you have just all the physicality, all the flopping, all the different things happening between these two teams, all the different you just have a sour taste in your mouth. That's how I feel. So I'm, as much as I hate Minnesota too. If you're asking me who I'm going to pick between the lesser of the evils, I like Ant. I like watching Ant play. He talks a lot of shit. And I enjoy watching him talk shit and back it up. So maybe I am jumping on the Ant train. I would like OKC to be put in their place. I don't think that OKC... History tells us young teams don't win like this quickly. There's nobody on this team, besides Caruso, that has had anywhere near this length of a playoff run. And so if they win, they would do something historic, at least, or something that just never happens. I think they end up dropping either. I'm still standing true that they don't win the title.
So you think it's Minnesota versus New York?
Well, I could see them also beating Minnesota and maybe losing to New York when they run out of gas, baby. I don't know. I mean,
I think okay. I literally right now I'm in a place as a Denver fan. I think OKC will win the NBA title. And I think the Dallas Stars will win the Stanley Cup, and we'll just have lost to both champions, Chris. It is what it is. And damn it if we weren't better than the Dallas Stars with the Avs. And listen, we were obviously not close today as with the Nuggets. But having fourth quarter leads in Game 4 and Game 5 and choking both of those away is what cost us the series.
Yeah.
That's what lost it. Obviously, not having a healthy Aaron Gordon, not having a healthy MPJ. There's going to be a ton of talk this offseason with the Nuggets of trading MPJ, and I would love to trade MPJ. Outside of the fact that, Chris, you're selling at the lowest point ever. He's going to be better next year than he was in these playoffs. This was the worst MPJ I've ever seen in these playoffs.
Oh,
and I'm hoping it's because of that injury to his shoulder. Like, he just wasn't right. I'm hoping that's the case and why he was so bad, because he was very bad. If he's not making shots, he's worthless on the court. And he wasn't making shots. Nuggets lost today because they turned the ball over a million times more than the Thunder. Did the officiating allow for just a lot on one end and not as much on the other end? Yes, but that's not why the Nuggets lost. But that whistle today, I just don't understand why the Thunder today were allowed to just slap, claw, grab, do whatever they want defensively.
Yeah.
It was frustrating. And then not even that they blew a whistle on the other end that much, but like the Thunder got away with murder. And because of that, we started turning the ball over, and we turned it over way too much. Thunder were the better team. They made shots. It's shot-making league. We weren't making shots. They were. It is what it is. The Thunder deserved to win today. But damn, like the officiating in the NBA and basketball in general is just so bad. It's just so bad.
Well,
sports.
I'll just say, and I got your mic fixed, Rex, so I think you're good.
Yay.
I would say for me, it's consistency more so than anything else. I mean, we always get these playoff series where, okay, we're going to let them play in the playoffs. We're going to let them like just be very physical. We've seen that. That's always the translation. That's why you get these finesse teams that go to the free throw line, the Philadelphia 76ers. And even Shea struggled in some of these games where he wasn't getting calls and he was just having some trouble getting into a rhythm in a physical playoff series with the Denver Nuggets on and off. And you see that happen. But it's the consistency. When I see Jamal Murray get elbowed in the face as a player comes across with the ball, and it's not a flagrant, and today we get a Jamal Murray where he comes across with his elbow, doesn't make any contact, and it's a flagrant.
It was Aaron Gordon, but yeah.
Or Aaron Gordon, I'm sorry. And he doesn't make any did you see that?
He makes contact with his arm.
And it's a flagrant. And they reviewed it. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, that's the consistency that the NBA playoffs needs to figure out.
And if you're reviewing a whole play, shouldn't you review the fact that Aaron Gordon got hit like 5 times before he even swung his elbow?
It's just, you can't.
Like, Shea was molesting him. It is what it is. Again, the Nuggets were not as good as the Thunder today, regardless of the officiating.
No.
The turnovers is what did it. It was literally the turnovers, Chris. I mean, we couldn't hit a 3, and that sucks.
Since that report came out by Ramona Shelburne, whatever, about Russ, he has been dog water. Every minute he was in the game.
Russ is better than MPJ. I'm like, listen. The Nuggets probably need Russ back next year because there's not a lot of moves they can make. They can try and trade MPJ, but for what? You're selling low. That's not when you want to sell a player. So with his contract, you're not going to get a lot in return. You're only going to be worse. You're not going to get better by trading MPJ.
What's interesting about MPJ, though, is the fact that even though his playoffs finished as a low, like selling low, he averaged a career-high 18.2 points this season. So
yeah,
he's
Maybe
got
we
like
reach out to Dallas and they give us their number 1 pick for him. I don't know. That's what we have to hope for, someone that's as dumb as Nico.
We need to figure out if Nico's gonna just sell the farm one more time, just to help us out. You can help
the
LA.
The problem is Nico's focus is like defense, so he's not the guy because MPJ not great defensively.
Yeah. So let's take. I mean, so MPJ's owed $38.3 million next year, $40.8 million respectively the next 2 seasons. After that, so we have an issue here. So we're not as in bad situation as like the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics, their financial situation is. You think we're in a bad shape?
And their best player may not play next season.
No,
and if he does, he'll come back and he'll probably in March or April and be like, it'll take time. It won't work for Boston next year, unfortunately. That sucks. That sucks for Boston.
So here's what we're looking at from a financial standpoint, and we'll maybe dive into this. Maybe we do like a deep dive later as we get into some of the more key dates when it comes to the NBA offseason. But Denver and Jokic, by the way, real quick, are allowed to agree on a 3-year, $212.2 million extension the day after the finals conclude. Seems like that's going to most likely happen, which you probably need it to happen, right? So
Not according to Broncos. Broncos says losing a game 7 by 40, no one should be allowed back on the team. What the hell was that?
I thought he was just talking about Boston.
it's no.
That is
No.
that is
that was
what we
game
call
6.
Broncos. I love your passion. That's what we call an emotional take. That maybe
that's
wait a week.
that's
Wait a week
we're,
or so.
We're dealing
and
with
come back to it.
yeah
We're not getting rid of the best player in the world, at least.
in his prime.
And Murray's not going anywhere. Most of the Nuggets will look a lot like they do this year.
So
they might be the same outside of
yeah.
their first round draft pick this year. And I texted you when they were winning Game 6, Chris.
Oh, it's going to be a world of difference.
Deron Holmes is, I'm hoping, is the player that, like, when we drafted, he could be. Like, we have no shot blocking presence outside of, like, Peyton Watson, who's a small forward. Deron Holmes can be that guy that, like, hopefully can spell Jokic and, like, provide good minutes at the 5 or even the 4. But the team's going to look a lot like it is this year. The Nuggets don't have wiggle room. They just don't. This is what they're running with. Unless they can trade Porter for something good, like, that's it. That's all they can do.
Yeah. So finances, here's what it looks like. Nuggets are the first, or they're going to be a first apron team. So they're not quite as bad as a second apron team. They're $4.7 million over the apron as it sits right now. And
even as a first apron, you can't do anything.
You're not allowed to use more than 100% of the trade player exception. Nuggets could get some savings if Westbrook declines his $3.3 million player option, then re-signs for the veteran minimum exception. So that's an option. Westbrook, Saric.
He's not going to do that. He's not going to decline and then sign for the minimum.
Well, yeah, probably not. It's probably.
I think Westbrook's going to be back. I actually want Westbrook back. I know he's inconsistent and he's frustrating at times, but, like, he's energy off the bench that we need.
Clip it. Scotty says he wants Russ back.
Someone said that earlier too.
At $3.3 million, I think he's worth it.
I mean, for a pure value standpoint, but his stretches in these games, when he has the ball in offense,
he's a turnover machine.
He's a turnover machine, and against an OKC team that's how their whole offense thrives is turnovers into their fast break, turnover, fast break, miss shot, run it out. Like that's what they killed us with these runs. And Russ was a big part of it in these last 3 losses that the Nuggets have had, where he's on the court and he has like 4 straight plays. I think it was 2 games ago, 4 straight plays where he was down there and he either airballed or turned over the ball in making a terrible pass. And it's hard for me to reconcile like the offensive side. Now you look on the defensive side and he has that intensity but again, you know that's what you're getting with Russ. You know it's a roller coaster. You know you can't exactly get consistency from him regularly. So that's the problem. But listen, he's the best bench player they had all season.
Nuggets today got outscored in points conceded off turnovers, 37-7. That's the game.
Yeah,
that's the game right there.
Yep.
We turned it over 23 times. The Thunder turned it over 10. That's the game. You can't turn it over 23 times in a Game 7 on the road and think you have any chance of winning. You'll never win turning it over 23 times and giving up 37 points. A lot of those turnovers were free layups. Free layups for the Thunder. And that was the difference in the game. The Nuggets came out hot. They played a good first quarter. And after that, Thunder got aggressive. We didn't maybe match that aggressive nature. There are times where I wish Jokic, as the best player in the world, was a point guard. That was just a tiny guy, because he would go to the line 8 million times a game if he was
the difference.
A point guard.
Yeah.
But because he's a fat center, they're just like, well, he's fat and he's fine. He'll be fine. Rough him up, scar him, claw at him, reach at him, push him, shove him, hug him. It doesn't matter, because they're like, well, Jokic is just a big dude. And that's the difference in officiating, but it is what it is. You can't lose it. turnover battle 23-10 and think you're going to win a game 7 on the road. And it wasn't close because of that.
Yeah, and here's the thing too is our bench just wasn't consistent enough. We didn't have a guy that could come off and consistently. When we won the NBA title, when MPJ wasn't having a good game, Bruce Brown was. When Bruce Brown wasn't having a good game, KCP was. When KCP wasn't having a good game, Aaron Gordon was. Like
KCP was the start, but like we had Bruce Brown and Christian Brown coming off the bench. And now Christian's obviously a starter and Bruce Brown's gone. Bruce Brown's in no man's land. Can he just come back? Bruce with us is no one wants him. We'll take him. Can he just be a free trade to us?
He can be there's a path, I think. It's going to be very tricky with how we work any kind of financials around because, again, with that first apron, you're limited with how you can go about making moves, and it's very restricting. However, if the Nuggets do end up, I mean, this was my problem solved for everything, and these are the core guys that I want back next season. Anyone else, whatever, we'll see. But if we have Jokic, Murray, Gordon, Brown.
I'll check your Twitter because I know you posted it there.
The Nuggets have a problem where I think Brown, he's under contract for one more year, and then we're in trouble. We're not going to be able to afford Christian Brown.
Well, someone's
going to overpay. Everyone that on the Nuggets that plays with Jokic, that plays well, and I'm not saying Christian Brown's not a good player, but like he's going to get overpaid. Everyone that leaves the Nuggets and gets paid. You look at from our championship, KCP, obviously Bruce Brown. They've been, I won't say garbage, but not near what they're being paid. So, but we're gonna have a problem with Christian Brown.
Yeah. So here's my blueprint, my quick 30-second summary of what I would like to happen at the bare minimum, Scotty. Hire Bob Myers as the new GM. Hire Bob Myers. He's bored on that ESPN telecast. He loves Jokic. Get him in here. He can have a field day building around. Hire Bob Myers. He's the one that built the Golden State dynasty, and he knows ball. So, number one, hire Bob. Number two, keep Jokic, Murray, Brown, Gordon, De'Ron Holmes. Keep that core. Because you have Jokic, you have Murray who can score, but Brown, Gordon, Holmes all offer some defensive level presence. I don't care about anybody else. I don't care. I mean, obviously, MPJ comes back. Sure, I'll take it. And whatever. But like those guys, as long as those guys are here, that's a good start. And which they should be. And then surround Jokic with just defensive-minded players if you can. Whether that's making some moves and trades to just get defensive-minded guys, because he's going to elevate them offensively. He's going to. And so getting guys around him, I mean, Boston's going to have a fire sale here soon. They're going to be getting rid of everybody probably. They're going to be starting completely fresh. They're in the second apron by a long shot. It's not even close, and they're going to have to get rid of a lot of guys. So maybe they have a fire sale. Maybe they're trying to trade and get rid of dudes. And so who knows? Quick.
They'll get rid of Holiday for sure.
Holiday's out, which Holiday, I read the Jokic book. He's been on the Nuggets radar forever. Obviously, he's expensive. So you got to figure out, like that's the thing. We're stuck. We're stuck in so many ways. Real quick, I wanted to listen to we could just parse through a little bit of this. Jokic in the post-game press conference here. I want to bring it up, and we can, just maybe take a quick listen to it and see what he has to say.
Joker, I know it just happened. You're still processing, but what are some of your early takeaways from this game and this series as a whole for you guys?
I mean, this game was basically similar to second game. We turned the ball over. We didn't make enough shots. They were aggressive. They were running. In transition. They were attacking us back. We were playing on our heels. They were attacking the offensive glass. They were making shots. Two same officials as the second game. So it's kind of similar to the second game.
Did he just say same official? This game too?
So this was by the way, this was Scott Foster. Scott Foster, as soon as I saw he was on the slate for today's referee crew, I was like, this isn't good. This probably isn't good. Scott Foster has, between Westbrook and then just the Nuggets in general this season, it hasn't been great when Scott Foster has refereed games for the Nuggets. Whether you think that's a vendetta for us or just the way I don't know, but the 2 blowout games happened under Scott Foster's watch.
I don't think Jokic doesn't usually reference officiating ever in his post-game conference. So I don't think that's zero. And obviously he referenced a lot of other things. So like, again, that's not why the Nuggets lost, but damn it, if the Thunder weren't allowed to just do whatever they wanted defensively, slap, claw, like I've already said it. Like I didn't understand how that was allowed to happen. And the Thunder, that's what they do defensively. They are. Who was the coach that called him out in another press conference during the regular season?
Chris Finch.
Oh, of Minnesota.
Minnesota.
So that'll be 11.
Yeah.
That's just like, yeah, they're really hard when they're allowed to do whatever they want, and you can't touch Shea. You can't touch him.
Chris Finch, I mean, even Steve Kerr was in there saying he was questioning some of the things that they let Shea get away with. I mean, it's not a secret. Shea was on the floor half this series, basically. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but damn it, the Nuggets. If they don't turn the ball over and they make some shots, this is a different game.
Yeah,
it's a different game.
Does anyone like Scott Foster? What's up, Wags? No, he needs to retire.
The Thunder do.
Thunder love him.
What are your thoughts after 2 Game 7s? And I know you dealt with health issues, not you, but Aaron and Michael. Do you feel like this team could still win a championship as it's put together now?
I mean, we didn't, so obviously we can't. If we could, we will win it. So I don't believe in those if stuff. So we had the opportunity, we didn't win it. So I think we can't.
Your impressions and your appreciation for what Aaron Gordon did today to get on the court for you guys.
Yes. I mean, definitely playing with that injury. I mean, I told him to not play. You can injure yourself even worse. You can see that he was struggling a little bit. Hard to move and this and that. So. But he's a lion. He's a lion. He went out there and fight with us, and we can just appreciate that.
I will say I'm pretty like we had a guy that couldn't raise his left arm, and we had a guy both in our starting lineup, and a guy that has a grade 2 strain in his hamstring that needs 4 weeks of healing. That was out there playing. Like
Steph had a grade 1, which is less severe than what Aaron Gordon went out with today. And Steph didn't obviously play the rest of the time with that grade 1. So props to Aaron Gordon. He clearly wasn't.
He played well too. It's not like he played terrible today.
He played fine, but you could see every time he was moving, like it was not normal Aaron Gordon.
No.
But props to him for going out there and fighting it and not worrying about making it worse, because you absolutely could that could turn into a tear where he's not playing next year.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. Good series by the Nuggets. The better team won in the end, but you can't be mad with that amazing series. What's up, Blue to Green? How we doing? Good to have you here. Welcome. Yeah, I will say. Can I say that I'm proud of the Denver Nuggets with how they've played, with the adversity that they had going into the playoffs, firing their GM, firing their head coach, going in with no expectations, beating a Clippers team in 7, taking the best team in the West to 7, and still almost having a chance to win that series if a couple things go right in the middle of the series, if you're able to hold a lead at the end of a game. Like, it's crazy to think that the Nuggets have a lot of, like, you know, they I'm proud of what they did this year at the end of the season, given the circumstances. What's up, Skittle Coach? How we doing? New chatter homies. What's going, Skittles? Thunder fan here. Can't lie, I was nervous going into Game 7. Hey, appreciate that. Thanks for being here. It's a bummer. Scotty and I are both Nuggets fans, so we're here in Denver, so we obviously are a little more on the depressed side at the moment. But I mean, we weren't going to win this series given
Chris,
the circumstances of.
You were very positive going into the series. I didn't think the Nuggets could take it to 7. I did not. I thought they were going to lose the series.
Well, did I called it. My preseason or my pre-series prediction was Nuggets in 6, which had a chance at one point. We were.
I called it, even though it didn't happen.
And called it as
but
a little aggressive.
That was my heart. My head was Thunder in 7. If you remember, I said Thunder in 7 was my head pick, and there we go. See, Wags remembers. But yeah, Thunder fan here. Can't lie, I was nervous. And if you're, and honestly, and if you're a Thunder fan with a young team going against a veteran team, you got to be nervous, right? I feel like I was nervous for OKC going in. I was like, man, I kind of like the spot for Denver. I mean, I didn't necessarily want to go out on a limb and say they would win this game, but the depth was just such a difference. Like, they were throwing 3 different centers, 3 different bigs on Jokic throughout the series. Then you throw Caruso on him as a wrinkle, and that's been successful. It came down to depth. And I think Jokic mentions that here in this press conference, where he was like, the best teams have guys that could go into their bench and get production from. The Nuggets didn't. The Nuggets couldn't play a backup center. We couldn't play either DeAndre Jordan. We couldn't play.
We don't really have a backup.
We don't have a backup center. Well, he was drafted, and he's
Ron Holm, and he got hurt before the season even started. So we'll see what that is. Listen. I'm not that I'm going to cheer for a team, but like OKC, passionate fan base about their team. They have no other professional sports. I lived in Oklahoma City for several years growing up, so I'll probably it'd be nice to see the Thunder win, just because like that, you know, that fan base probably deserves it.
So speaking of which,
they have nothing else out there, you know.
Chris, we had a poll up about your whole thing about like, do people root for their team that just eliminated them?
Yeah, and I think
6 out of 9 people said no, fuck that. One said yes, the other 2 said they don't care.
Generally, I don't root for teams that beat my team. Generally, that's just how I've always been. So that's maybe why I feel, and it's fresh, Scotty. This just happened this afternoon, so it's fresh in my head. I'm like, oh man, do I get a root for Minnesota now? I don't know. I haven't decided.
I said that both teams we lost to could win it all, but that doesn't mean like I have zero interest in how does it make some fans feel better about it, but I'm just like, you still lost. You lost. You weren't good enough. I don't care that you lost to the team that won it all. Who cares? What does that prove? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You lost.
It doesn't matter. By the way, Skittles in the chat, off-topic statement. Congrats to the new Pope. Hey, new Pope. Hey. New Pope is from America and is from Chicago, Illinois. Shout out to Pope Leo.
Fun fact, after he got named Pope, the White Sox went on a little run.
White Sox, yeah. It was. I mean, he's a White Sox fan, because I think Cubs tried to claim it, and they were like, his brother was like, no, you would Cubs.
Yeah. Bears, White Sox, Bulls.
He
I don't
was
know about
like-
the Blackhawks.
He heard Cubs. He was like, no, he is not a Cubs fan. I'm gonna take that back now. So shout out, new Pope in the world. We never really announced that, I guess, on the show.
There's pictures of him at like White Sox games where like when they were actually good. It's a long time ago, but they had a stretch where they were good.
They won the World Series once, the most
Yeah.
forgettable World Series ever, but still counts.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else. I think.
Nicola, what can you coming into this series, obviously a big storyline, and it was the matchup between you and SGA, and you guys being two of the top MVP candidates this year. After a 7-game series with him, what would you just say about the respect you might have earned from him, or just your approach and what you think about Shea and the season that he's had?
I mean, it's amazing. We played so how many? 4 and 7 games, so 11 times we played this season. Actually, I think we played. Did we play preseason too one time? So we played like a lot of times, we saw him a lot of times, and he's a special player, his shot selection, his shots capability, making his own shot separation, playing in his rhythm, defensively he was like always stealing the balls, always blocking shots, he's like a little I don't know how to say, like a little punter out there. He was always there. So he's
little panther out there.
He's a special player.
I will say, I gained a little appreciation for Shea in one aspect of just like, if you take away a lot of the extracurriculars, the flailing and like hitting the floor he's on the floor so much, and I get it. He gets the calls. He's a guard in a league. He's gonna get those calls. But man, he makes shots. He can, those mid-range shots, he gets reliable shots, and he's good at making those, man.
He's elite at a push-off that I'm not even sure you should call. I'm not saying they
No.
should call it, but he creates separation with there's certainly a little push-off there, but it's subtle and like you can't tell, and and he hits those shots.
I mean, you could almost equate it to how Jokic uses his elbows, the chicken wing.
Sure.
Like, I mean, he uses it in a way that doesn't get called, but at the same time, he's mastered it. And I think that's how, to your point, how Shea is with that little push.
Shea is great. Shea is, in my mind, not even going to be the best player in the next series he plays. I think Anthony Edwards is better than Shea. I do.
I mean, if you
Just
were,
my opinion.
I guess
Just
if you
my
were to
opinion.
ask me who I would take to start my franchise tomorrow, like if I had a choice between Shea and Ant, I would probably go Ant.
I think Ant's the better player, to be honest. I do. And that's no shot at Shea. I think Ant's just really, really, really good as well. Shea's obviously certainly top 10. Where I'd have to think where I place him. I don't think he's certainly not 1, whatever. He's probably around 4 or 5-ish for me.
Just overall in the NBA?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it would depend on what he does in this series and like the rest of the way for me to.
Sure. He's got to prove.
He's got to prove himself for me. I can't crown him up there too high too soon. A Knicks fans photo told since Pope Leo is the new Pope, they said that they would win the NBA championship. What is he doesn't have connections to New York. What do the Knicks what do Knicks fans care? What do Nick I don't know, he's not a Knicks fan, I don't think, is he?
I don't think Knicks fans are Catholic.
I don't think so. Yeah.
They're mostly like probably Satanists or something. I don't know.
Left in the season. What do you think about the job that he did since moving over to head coach and the potential for him to be in that role on a permanent basis?
I mean, it's really, like you said, it's a tough spot to be. You have he had three games to change something, and I think he changed the energy. I think the guys were woken up a little bit. The guys had more energy. made us believe in something, and we played good. You know, we played a seven game series with probably the best team in NBA, and we had opportunity, we had chances. So, you know, I think he did a really good job.
And as far as the future goes for him, your thoughts?
I'm not the guy to add. I mean, it's not. It's above my pay grade.
David Adelman, Scotty. David Adelman. I love he did all the right things. He said all the right things. He got this team past the Clippers, which 7-game series against a really good Clipper team, and all the way into a 7-game series with the OKC Thunder. Now, for me, in my opinion, I think it depends on who they bring in as GM, one, and I think it also depends on, like, there's not a lot of, like, for me, I was looking at the landscape of candidates, and there's like Budenholzer, there's Terry Stotts,
There's Taylor Jenkins.
there's Taylor. I don't want Taylor Jenkins. I don't think Taylor Jenkins, just based off of the fact that people were getting upset with Taylor Jenkins in Memphis, that he wasn't making moves when he needed to, and he didn't really have a feel of the game flow and couldn't sub that. Like, that worries me. So Taylor Jenkins is one that I'm not so high on. But then you have like other candidates that are like, there's a hot assistant behind Spoelstra in Miami that's like one of the top like guys. And I was thinking to myself, all right, you got a guy who is an assistant in Miami that hasn't coached anything, but he's like got all this hype around him, versus David Adelman, who's an assistant that got a chance to actually make it into a playoff series, win a Game 7, and take, you know, what he did with OKC. If you're choosing between two assistants, you're probably sticking with Adelman at that point. But then again, you got to figure the GM that's coming in will have a say. And so I love what Adelman did. He helped himself. I think he could be a good head coach in this league. And I thought he did way above what I would have expected in this spot.
Yeah, I would just say that Jokic is lying right there. 3-4 years ago, that would have been absolute true for me.
Hey,
All right.
Skittle Coach!
I think Jokic.
Skittle Coach, what's going on?
Thanks, Skittle Coach, for the Shaq Shimmy follow. Appreciate you.
Thanks for the follow.
No, the idea that Jokic won't be involved in whether Adelman stays or not, I think is ridiculous. And it would be ridiculous for the new GM,
100%,
the whoever, the owner, whatever, to not. I think Jokic has reached a point. Like, again, even when they won the title, I don't even know if he was at this point. But now he's at the point where he's like, I know what I want. I know who we need. Like, he's quasi coach right now. He's leading the guys in the, in timeouts at times. He's shouting out plays. He's calling out plays, calling out offenses.
Yep.
Doing all these things. The idea that he won't have a say is absurd. I don't know. I don't like it. I have no idea his thoughts on Adelman. I think he probably likes Adelman, but does that mean he wants to keep Adelman as coach? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, Adelman's been here 7 or 8 years, helping out with this team, and so he's got the familiarity. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of question marks for the Denver Nuggets in this offseason. What's up, SDG? Thanks for Scotty's boy LaBum. All-star players are involved with coaches' moves, no matter what is being reported. Yeah, and I think, you want your star to be happy.
My boy, who?
LaBum.
I hate that guy. Him and Scotty Scheffler are my least favorite athletes on the planet, probably.
Skittles, my team is San Antonio Spurs. I'm a man who Spurs. Congrats for Spurs time is coming.
They got the number 2 pick now.
The Spurs time is coming. I'm telling you, they are.
De'Aaron, obviously.
Gosh,
Wemby.
The West is wild.
Castle, and they're gonna get the number 2 pick. So the West, it's so absurd.
The West is getting better.
I think I said on our last stream, like, maybe we just turn the East into like a G League.
Turn the East into G League because, all right, think about this. Denver's gonna with Jokic is gonna be at the top. Minnesota with Ant is gonna be towards the top. OKC
SGA.
is gonna be towards the top. That's just the Northwest Division, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the Northwest Division. Then you get into the Pacific Division. You got obviously, the Clippers. They're always going to be in the mix. Not maybe powerhouses, but Clippers, Lakers, big West Coast market. You got Dallas Mavericks. They got the number 1 overall pick. They're going to reload. They got Anthony Davis. They got that. They're going to be in the mix. Then you got the young Houston Rockets team who had a chance to, get some experience in a first-round matchup. They're going to be better. San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama. They have assets. They're making moves. Like
And
the
now
West.
Dallas is gonna get Cooper Flag.
Cooper
to
Flag,
go along with
yeah.
Anthony Davis and.
Although,
at
did
some
you say
point,
Flag
a
was
healthy-
overrated?
I think,
I
he
think
could
he
be
is overrated.
He could be a good
but,
fit in San Antonio.
That doesn't mean if he's a third string to Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving
I mean,
in
yeah.
Dallas.
Or Dallas, I mean, yeah.
That's pretty. I've heard reports he doesn't want to go to Dallas. I think that's just San Antonio fans like pushing a false narrative. I don't know why he wouldn't want to go to Dallas. That's a pretty good situation for a number 1 pick to go to.
Because Nico Harrison is still there.
Who cares?
Nico Harrison's job got 1.8% saved by 1.8% chance,
I don't know if Kyrie's going to play at all next year or not, but eventually Dallas, if you get a healthy Kyrie, Anthony Davis, Cooper Flag, and those side pieces, like they're going to be dangerous as well. Like it's just insane in the West.
The West is
Where in the East is just. I mean,
well,
and what if Giannis comes to the West?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think if Giannis comes to the West, that would be wild. I mean, here's the thing in the East. East is normally top heavy. Boston will not be the same looking team that they've had. They are so far in the second apron. They're going to be fire sale everybody. They're going to be getting rid of some guys, and they're going to break that team down. So that's going to be an issue. You look at across the rest of the landscape, though. Philadelphia with Embiid, that's not a thing. New York Knicks have a little bit of a runway, but they haven't looked like. I mean, I like the Knicks; they're fine, but like
they don't. Listen, no disrespect, but they don't have a true superstar. They don't. They don't.
I mean, and then you look. I mean, Indiana, Detroit, and Cleveland are kind of in the middle of the pack there. So it's like I don't like. There's nothing. The West is still a gauntlet, and so it's just it's going to be fascinating to see how things end up shifting this offseason. But yeah, San Antonio Spurs. Shout out to Skittles for your boys. Dallas getting Flag is as rigged as Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. Throw the hate my way. I don't care. That's what it feels like.
We talked about it. And like, if you trade away, or well, that wasn't the Knicks situation, but you trade away a great player, you're rewarded with the number 1 pick.
Coincidence? Yeah. I mean, as Nick Wright says, you know what you get? The percentage of chance you have 1.8%. 1.8%. That's the percentage you have a chance to.
I think I'm fine with a lottery. I think that lottery is broken, and I think the lottery should only involve at most the bottom, let's say 6 teams. It shouldn't involve every team that misses the playoffs.
It should involve play-ins at least.
Playing teams that don't make it. I mean, Dallas was a game away from not even being in the lottery. They won their first playing game, and then they lost. They were a game away from being in the playoffs and not in the lottery. I think the lottery, if you want to do it, that's fine, but it should be relegated to like the bottom 7, not every team that misses the playoffs.
Yeah, agreed. They need to switch it up a little bit. Even the Pope bashed LeBron James. He called him LaBarbie Diddy James. Did he? I don't know. I haven't heard that. If he has, maybe.
Nikola.
I don't think he has that lingo in
Thunder,
his repertoire,
they're-
but I don't know him
tried
that
to make
well
a
yet.
point to wear you guys down with their depth throughout this series. You guys were obviously.
Oh,
playing
here's where he
shorter
talks about the
rotation
depth.
for most of it. Maybe this is above your pay grade too, but as far as depth, what do you?
By the way, not a lot is above his pay grade because he's going to be getting paid a lot of money.
He gets paid more than anybody.
He gets paid.
in
So
Denver.
his pay grade, let's just say, is a little different here.
He's gonna get paid more than the GM, the coach, the every other player.
No
This whole
question.
pay grade thing. Maybe just change the vernacular to something else because pay grade, he's right there.
Yeah,
He can make all the decisions based off his pay grade.
He will. I mean, he's slated to be the highest paid player in the NBA moving forward.
Like you said, it's about my. But yes, we definitely need probably. I think we played so long for such a way, and it's hard for the guys to step up and especially play, especially against two really good teams, Clippers and OKC. We cannot ask for somebody who didn't play maybe 20, 30 games to jump in and like be good and like expect him to be good. But like Julian step up, he was good. Peyton, he was in a rotation, but he had some good minutes too. So definitely, seems like the teams that has a longer rotation, the longer bench, it's the one who are winning. Indiana, what's the name? OKC. So Minnesota.
So yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, the longer rotations you have, like the Nuggets have not had a deep bench all season long. We knew that was an issue. And here we are talking about it at the end of a series where we were like struggling to put together dudes, where we were playing two guys that would normally not be playing for like a month or two in the starting rotation and just like piecemealing it together. And
they have guys that are aggressive. Like Caruso, if you took a DNA sample from any part of Jokic's body, it doesn't matter where, you could take it from his kneecap, from his ankle, from his wherever. Like literally, if there was a crime involved, Caruso would be guilty. He, in this game, for whatever reason, they have this defense where like Caruso's matched up in the middle with him, and Caruso just annihilates him. Just does whatever he wants to Jokic, and it's allowed. And if it's allowed, then you should do it. I don't blame OKC for doing that. Like,
it's consistency with the calls.
Like Caruso's a type of guy. Like if he's on the other team, you probably hate him. If he's on your team, you love him.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were deeper. They had better depth. There's no question about that. That's why they won 68 games. Like we're talking about a team that won 68 games. Where does that fall historically in the NBA?
Do you?
Like, that's got to be a top 5 regular season. I mean, the best is what, 72, 73 wins.
It's up there. It's up there with the and when I was watching this series, Scotty, this didn't strike me as a 68 win team. Like if you were to blindfold me and not tell me what the seeds were, and you were saying, "Here's a series, watch it." What do you think the seeds of OKC is? I wouldn't come close to being a 1 seed with 68 wins. And I think that was mainly due to the inexperience that they were going up against a veteran team that has been to Game 7s before, that has been in long series, that has played in a championship and won, that has had the history of these runs where you have a team that like OKC that's very inexperienced, that has one player that's ever been to a finals, never played in a Game 7, never gotten to a point where they're playing these very tight late stage games. And that's what I'm worried about too, by the way, is the fact that they learned a lot in this run. Whether they win or lose in this run, OKC's got a lot more experience this year than they ever have. And so they're going to just only continue to get better. But that being said, it's just like,
I think they're going to win the title.
So. It's an inexperienced thing. That's what closed the gap between these two teams in the second round here, in my opinion. 7 Sly, Wolves in 5. Staka, runner or stunner at Indy. Israeli rookie wins pole for 109th Indy 500. Ooh. All right.
I've heard of it.
Indy,
I've heard of the Indy 500.
kind of
Did
a.
it not happen? You won the poll. Did it not happen today? Wouldn't it happen on a Sunday? Why they wouldn't do it on like a Monday, right? I'm not. I'm not.
There's races on a Sunday. Like there's all those jokes like, oh, it's a Super Bowl. That means it's just 1 week from Daytona.
but pole just means you're starting ahead,
the race
right at the front.
Yeah, that's where you start.
I don't. There's. I mean, I don't care about racing at all. I'm gonna be honest. I've never got into it. It's never been my thing. To each their own. I'd probably enjoy going to one, but like no, I have zero knowledge on racing. So even the Indy 500, I'm like
They turn left.
A lot of left turns. Well,
Indy does a little bit of everything.
Or is that Indy?
Or is that Formula One? The Formula.
That's Formula One. Not
Formula
Indy.
One has all the.
Indy does a circle. Formula One does like the turns
like
and stuff, but
like an actual track.
Maybe we figure out the difference.
Even that, I'm just like I don't know. It's never appealed to me, but to each their own.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it, enjoy it.
I was in a NASCAR while Kevin Harvick was around, and then he retired, and now I haven't watched it since. So I need to, maybe fill my time with a little extra since the Nuggets are done. And
I lost it when Dale Earnhardt died in a crash.
Dale Earnhart, rip.
My man.
All right.
I did like Dale for some reason.
Dale,
I don't know.
I mean, Dale, he's a legend.
But to be clear, I still never watched a race. I would just watch it on like SportsCenter and see that he won or lost or whatever. But
Thunder going to crumble in a big stage. Give me Wolves and Pacers final. That would be fun. It wouldn't be a lot of viewership, but it would be. I would watch the series. I mean, I think
is there a series that could happen that you wouldn't watch?
No, probably not.
I think it's going to be OKC in New York.
Yeah,
that sounds. I have no. I don't care, to be honest. I'm just bitter and angry.
If that would be the case, I think I would lean rooting for New York in that series. I would lean that way.
On the flip side of that, you talk about OKC's depth and how deep they are, and obviously they're one of the historic defenses that we've seen in recent memory. Going against them in a 7-game series, how would you say now you assess them and before the series, and what has been your biggest takeaway against going against the deep group of guys like that can defend?
I mean, it's versatility. It's they can put a lot of guys on a lot of good defenders and a lot of good offensive players, and still have. They're so aggressive. They're so handsy. Even when you go by them, Chet or Isaiah is there. Their attacking passing lane is really good. They're into the ball. I like to say their hand is always on the ball, always follow the ball, and it's really hard to make a straight pass. It's even when you pass the ball, it's not on the shooting pocket, and maybe that's why the reason it's they're always contesting the shots, they always boxing out. They're well taught, they're well coached team, and that's why they're doing this what they're doing.
Nicola, what are you most proud of in terms of what this team was able to accomplish this season, and then what are you most proud of individually that you were able to accomplish?
As a team, I think it was probably playoffs. I think everybody, even in the first round, they thought the Clippers going to beat us, and we found a way to win. Like I said, we always find a way. Except tonight, we found a way to win a game. We found a way to win a series, and today maybe was not the case. But in season, in global, I think that was the maybe description of this team. Like we always find a way, and that's why I'm proud of it. Individually, I don't know. It was a good season. It was I stayed healthy. I'm really thankful for that. I put a lot of effort in it, so I'm I'm thankful, but I know what's my routine and what I need to do. So I trust what I'm doing, and it seems it's working well for me.
Real quick,
how will this offseason be different?
Oh, I'll let him finish. I'll get to this in a second.
Playing in the Olympics clearly didn't bother you too much in terms of a production standpoint this season. How will this offseason be different? Just
I think Olympus makes me even better. Playing with a country, playing with different rules, but it's not really different. Playing with different players, I think it made me even better. I think I need to decide. There is a Eurobasket, the European Championship. I need to decide that.
Don't
I need
play.
To talk with the coaches and with some of the main
Just
players,
relax.
let's say like that.
Drink some beer, dance.
And we will see. But from now, like next couple of days, there's gonna be a lot of beer probably.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
Hey, that's my guy. That's my guy. A lot of beer. I think, can we put the story to rest? These narratives of Jokic doesn't care about basketball and he just wants to go play with horses. Like, just put this to rest, please. Like, it's done. It's over. You can't say that anymore. He cares about basketball. He wants to get better, and he's going to be better. What's scary is he's like, he was referring to a lot of these like international competitions. He's like, oh, I'm gonna be better for that. Is it weird to think that he's still getting better, Scotty? Like, this was a historic season. To finish top 3 in all the major statistical categories has never been done. The closest anyone's done was like top 12 or top 13. No one's ever come close to top 3 in all categories. And he didn't win MVP, and he's sitting here, and I believe that he's still could be getting better. That's wild to me.
Yeah, it's hard to get better than what he did this year. So we'll see. I mean, honestly, he's great. Obviously, he's great. I don't know if he played to that level at times in the playoffs. He had great games, but he was a little more inconsistent in the playoffs than what we're used to seeing. And maybe that's just hard defense and a lot of guys running at him, a lot of guys hitting him, a lot of guys coming at him. We didn't have we had no rest because of a 7-game series followed by a 7-game series. But yeah, it was rough. Chris, for whatever reason, I'm diving now into like OKC's contract situation. And yes, they're young, but like
they have
their window is this year, and depending on what they decide to do with some club options next year.
Because they have a lot of young guys that they're going to need to get paid soon.
Yeah,
like
their window isn't as big because you're like, oh, they're so young, their window's for forever. No, Jalen Williams is getting paid $4.5 million this year, Chris.
That's going to change.
And next year, 6.5, and then he's going to have to get paid. They have club options on several, like Lou Dort, Caruso, Hartenstein is, I think, actually a free agent. It's another club option.
Is Caruso? What's Caruso?
Or no, he has 20. He's under contract next year. What do you mean? What's Caruso? His contract?
Yeah, what's his?
Hold on.
Because
Caruso this year was 18. He has a no. He's under contract for a while. It goes up a little bit, but I don't know why I saw a club option on him. He's under contract till 28, 29. It goes from 18 to 19 to 20 to 22. So it jumps, but not anything substantial. Although then you're paying, he's under contract. Those aren't even club options, where you're paying Caruso. I mean, Caruso right now is 31. You're paying $22 million when he's 34 for Alex Caruso. So they'll still have some issues. They have a lot of money under contract next year. Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins are, I think, maybe up. So some of that depth will leave. This is the best team the Thunder will ever have as far as talent. Now, whether they decide to, and maybe they can run it back next year, but As I'm looking at Isaiah Joe, like
The West getting better next year.
This website actually sucks. They're like, oh no, they have a club option, and I look at their contract, and I'm like, it's not for a couple of years. What do you mean, club option? Where's now? I gotta look at chat. I've got to look at Chet. Because Chet's he got 13 this year, which means that's his rookie deal. Obviously. He is 13 next year. So he has one more year and then he's going to get paid. So basically, no, they have this year and next. And then they got to pay Chet and Jalen Williams. And they certainly can't pay both of them along with their contract. So their window is this year and next.
Yeah. They need to take advantage of this, and it's going to be tough in the West. The way the West is constructed and the way it's getting built up. I mean, I think the Nuggets are going to make some moves. I'm looking at some of the free agency candidates, and I'm like kind of focusing in on defensive-minded players. And I mean, I'm trying to look at cheaper options. I mean, you got, interestingly enough, you look at a couple guys that could be interesting, but they're going to get paid a little bit more as you go on. You got a couple guys in Minnesota, Naz Reid and Nickeil Walker-Alexander are two guys that I'm like, man, those could be interesting.
Naz Reid is going to get
He's going to get a boatload. Currently, the 2024-25 earnings for Nickeil.
Naz Reid is so underrated.
Yeah. Nickeil Walker-Alexander, Minnesota, only making $4 million right now between 2024-25 season. I mean, good defender, long. He's like, he would be like a perfect fit. Those are the kind of guys we need to surround Jokic with. Guys that can shoot and guys that can play defense and be consistent. And those are the kind of situations that I would like to help ourselves out a little bit. But either way, Scotty, after talking about it a little bit,
season is over.
It's over.
No,
That's
I'm just kidding.
We're done watching No, I'll watch basketball still. It's gonna take me a minute to get to the level that I was.
You like Minnesota against OKC. I like OKC. Is that correct? And then I think we both think the Knicks will win, and partial of that is just the NBA has to have the Knicks win. It's not even a shot at Indiana. It's just like the NBA can't afford an Indiana, Minnesota, or OKC final.
What was the Knicks Pacers last? What were their last games? So Knicks won, Pacers won, Knicks won, Pacers won, Pacers. So it's a fairly, you're looking at their head to head in the last 5 games. Pacers have won 3 out of the last 5 this over the course of the season. No. This is never mind. This is dating back. That's wrong.
Play a team 5 times in the regular season.
No, regular season this year. Pacers won 2 out of 3. Pacers won 2 out of 3.
Fine. I think the Pacers might be the better team, but I think the whistle is going to heavily lean towards New York.
Yeah. So it was 2 games at Indiana, 1 game against in 1 game in New York. So so that's what it looks like. So there you go. There's the breakdown. Did I say Pacers won 2 out of 3?
Yes, yes, you
Oh
did.
yeah.
Sorry, Knicks. I'm sorry, Knicks won 2 out of 3. Sorry. They won 123-98 and 128-115. So, yeah, Pacers actually their Knicks are 2-1. I'm sorry. I misspoke. So,
did you watch Game 6 in New York on Friday night?
I watched a little bit of it. I was kind of in and out of doing a couple other things, but
wasn't very close.
No.
Yeah. The Knicks had more points in the second quarter than the Celtics had in the first half.
It's usually not a recipe for winning. if you're the Celtics.
So let's take a look at the odds to win the NBA Finals now. OKC is the favorite, obviously, at -175. But I will say some decent value on the Knicks and the Timberwolves. Knicks getting a little over 4.5 to 1, and the Minnesota Timberwolves 6.5 to 1 to win the title. So if you think, and I think Rec threw some money on Minnesota.
No, I threw on them to win the West.
Oh, to win the West.
Yeah, to beat OKC.
Well, if they beat OKC, I think that they have enough momentum, and if no injuries happen, that's a nice momentum boost to go into a Knicks series. By the way, Knicks and Timberwolves, little storyline there, made a little offseason trade that a lot of players might be familiar with each other on opposing teams. So, just that's one aspect of that potential series. Not as exciting, but either way, I think that could be an interesting.
Sly thinks Anthony Edwards has the West in the bag. I think he's the best player in that series over Shea, but I think OKC's the better team. They get home court. Now, obviously, the Wolves get a little rest, where the Thunder don't get that. So we'll see.
I'll tell you what, the Wolves will present a lot more defensive presence that the Nuggets couldn't. Like the rim protection, the length on all of the point of attack defenders on the 3-point line. You're not going to be seeing Shea and a lot of these OKC guards get the same shots that they got in the Nuggets series. I'll tell you that right now. Minnesota's going to be very, very good about defending much better than what the Nuggets did in the series against OKC. So that'll be an interesting little chess match.
I'm going to do a code yellow real quick.
Code yellow in the chat. Guys, I think we're going to hang out for a little longer, maybe talk about anything that you guys want to talk about, whether it's NBA or any other topics you want to bring up. Go ahead, throw them out there, and we can chat about them. It doesn't have to be necessarily NBA related. It doesn't have to be sports related. It could be what movie you've seen lately, or it could be whatever you want. We're kind of open forum here tonight. We're having fun talking with you guys.
Who do you think will go to the Stanley Cup now that they're in the Final Four too?
I don't know. Honestly, I thought hockey was over. Let me see.
You got 3 teams from the South and 1 in Canada.
Well, the Canada team's out automatically, so there's that. Let's not even worry about the Canadian team. So of course we got 2 Southern teams ish. I mean the Panthers. The Panthers. I mean, can we have a Stanley Cup without a team from Florida? I say nay. They will make it in because, of course, we have to have a representative from Florida playing a cold sport game. Then Stars. It's got to be the Stars because the Oilers. I mean, I guess you could say the Oilers could win and lose in
It says Oilers in 5.
Mark my words, Oilers in 5. Okay, so you got them losing in the championship, in the Stanley Cup Finals, Piglet, is what you're saying. That's
true.
There we go.
You do have some storylines here. I mean, you could have a direct rematch of last year, which was also Florida Edmonton. Now, if the opposite happens, you got the Mika Raitanen Cup, Stars and Hurricanes.
Leafs choked again. Cracks me up. Canada takes hockey so seriously, and they haven't won a cup in so long. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I don't like the. I just don't understand it.
Teams north of the Mason-Dixon line haven't won the cup in so long.
No way. There are 0 teams beside Oilers that I like. That's fair. That doesn't mean. I mean, the odds of a Canadian team winning, Piglet, I hate to say it.
It's not even allowed.
It's not unless
it has to be a Southern team.
The only way I see a Canadian team winning the cup is if they're the 51st state, and they're not Canadian anymore.
Oh Jesus!
I mean, let's just. I
think Canada wants to become the 51st state, right? It's rumors.
Yeah.
Too soon? Too soon? Are we? No? Bueller?
Yeah.
The moment every Canadian team gets eliminated, Trump's like, "This is why you should be a part of America."
If you guys want to win a cup soon, you might want to take me up on that 51st state offer. Just saying.
Roger.
Just saying.
Those are the rules. It's just the rules of hockey. You can't win if you're a Canadian team.
It's just not a thing.
I don't make the rules. I'm not that powerful. It's just the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, with my teams out, I got to pick someone. Still a possibility of a 51st.
That'd be a big state, Chris.
That would be a big state.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why not just have the provinces as each state and have 63?
Yeah.
Urban, you guys golf fans, Scotty is so good it's nuts. I am a very big golf fan, and I hate Scotty with a passion.
There's a reason why we're not just only. Well, I mean, I could care less. Scotty's depressed in a couple different areas.
It's mostly based off a buddy of mine who's like a Scotty stan. Like, if Scotty came up to him and was like, "Do you want to sleep with me tonight?" He'd probably say yes. He's married and straight, but it is what it is.
You just hear a lot of
he says ridiculous things about Scotty, like he's the best to ever do it, this and that, and all this, and it makes me. Not to mention, Scotty's just boring. Scotty is boring as a person. And then, of course, he's like, "Oh, sorry, he didn't just sleep around with everyone." I'm like, that isn't what made Tiger interesting. Ultimately, if you love sports, like, yes, you want a good guy off the field, course, whatever it is you're playing on, surface. But, like, ultimately, I just want you to be fun and entertaining. Scotty's not that. Is he really good at golf? Is he really good at golf? Yes.
He got arrested, though. That automatically makes
that
him
wasn't even a real arrest. Okay, he was arrested for 5 minutes for who knows what, and he
just
he
like
made
Antonio
it.
Brown.
He made his tee time, and in fact, he got an eagle. He holed out on the first hole after that in 2, I think, on a par 4. Like, he's not interesting. Scotty is great at golf. He's the best iron player in the world by far. Like, Bryson's my guy, even though he's on live, and I wish he was on the PGA Tour. Bryson's a better driver. I think he's a better putter. They're both really good around the greens, but Scotty's so much better with approach. So much better than Bryson with his iron play. That's the difference with Scotty. Scotty, his distances with his irons are so dialed, it's insane. But he's boring as fuck.
He's just
literally,
not fun.
My buddy who loves him sent me a tweet last night that was like, "Oh, he's like the Tim Duncan of golf." And I'm like, that's not a compliment. That's not a good thing. Was Tim Duncan great at basketball? Of course he was. Was he boring? Of course he was. I don't want to root for a boring guy.
I mean,
Scotty
A. Smith coming in hot.
It was a bad day.
It was a bad day.
Not to mention, my buddy, who is a huge Scotty fan, was over tonight. We had this barbecue, so he was over celebrating, and I was just like, "This is gross. I hate Scotty."
It's like I hate everything.
It's just keeps rolling into something else.
Yeah,
depressing
Not a good day for sports.
The whole situation cracked me up so much. Players would have pulled the "Do you know who I am" card so fast, but he's boring. Yeah.
I don't believe he never pulled that. He definitely pulled that at some point. He didn't get out. No one gets out of jail in 5 minutes without pulling that card. He pulled it. Okay. Should he have been arrested? No, that's insane. He didn't even he was just trying to get to the course. Like, the guy who arrested him is an idiot. That cop's an idiot. He did nothing wrong. Shouldn't have been arrested. Let's not like pretend like Scotty's hardcore or something like that.
He got arrested for being boring.
Kind of.
Probably.
Kind of.
I'd arrest him for that, and I'd keep him in jail for much longer.
Yeah. I'm sorry you had to deal with that, Scotty. It's just part of the day.
I mean, between the Nuggets and then having to witness that douchebag, I even had a bet on Scotty to win. I made money on Scotty, but I
And you're
still
still
didn't want
upset.
him to win. No.
It's like betting on the Chiefs. Either I make money or good things happen.
And I would have preferred to just lose that money. I would have preferred to lose that money. Without a doubt.
STG, serious question. I mean, this is an open forum.
Question.
Open forum. Rantanen is lighting it up. Why did Colorado trade him to Carolina? Contract?
100% contract dispute.
Yeah, there was some contract. But there was also, once he was traded, he was like, no, there's no issues with contract. There's nothing. And when really there were some things that I think were behind the scenes that led to that scenario.
I honestly think Rantanen's agent let him down in what
Agreed.
transpired. He basically got the same contract Colorado was offering through Dallas. Now, Colorado traded him to an Eastern Conference team. Okay, didn't think, oh, we'll just face him in the first round of the playoffs. He's played great. Good for him. If you watch that series, I think the Avs were the better team in that Dallas series against. I do, but they didn't win. They didn't win, so that's all that matters.
Though, through the first 5 games, Dallas had the lead for a total of 100 seconds.
Yeah, they never led until they won their first 2 in overtime, and they tied it up late. The Avs should have won that series, and then the Avs would probably they would make the Stanley. I think they would definitely make the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, they beat the Jets, Oilers. Yeah. I think Edmonton would take them, and I think Edmonton takes Dallas.
All right, we'll see.
We'll never know for sure, but yeah.
But yeah, it sucked that not only did the Avs went in a game 7 up 2 goals to the third period, not only did it suck that they choked that away, but they choked it away to the guy they traded away.
Well, it was the worst way to lose that series. It was if you could have drawn up the worst possible scenario for the Avs to lose the series, it would have been Mikko Rantanen going apeshit, scoring a hat trick. I mean, one of them was empty net, whatever, but scoring a hat trick to exit the team that traded him earlier on in the season. It was in a series that the Avalanche should have won. It's just such a... You couldn't have scripted it worse for the Colorado Avalanche.
And I told Chris, I told this to you. When the Avs and Nuggets in their first round both played Game 7 on the same day. And I was like, listen, I'm more a Nuggets fan than an Avs fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Avs have a way better shot at winning the Stanley Cup than the Nuggets do to win the NBA championship.
Yeah, it's hard for the Nuggets to win the Stanley Cup.
Well, an NBA championship. Correct. I followed with that. So
I know.
Let me complete my thought. Please.
Roger.
Captain Urban says, non-sports question, is a hot dog a sandwich? Rex, do you know this person? Do you know? Is this your friend?
I do not know this person.
Captain, how did you know?
How did you know that hot dog is for sure a sandwich?
How did you... You've been here before, right, Captain? You've been here before. You don't ask that question without...
That question just drives a lot of Just think of it this way. If you're like, I'm in the mood for a sandwich, and someone makes you a hot dog, you're like, what the fuck did you just do? I said I'm in the mood for a sandwich, not a hot dog. No, of course a hot dog's not a sandwich. It's a hot dog.
Look at this dude.
Not a sandwich.
Look at this dude. Yeah, Captain, this has been... We've had pretty much full shows dedicated to
a hot dog is in fact a sandwich.
The sandwich chart.
That says that statement.
Hey, what's going on? Thank you, Ducky. for the 32 months.
Monkey, whatever you are.
Doesn't matter.
Platypus.
I'm eating that hot dog. No, I mean,
I like hot dogs. It's just not a sandwich. It's just not a sandwich.
not to
I mean,
most.
this is coming from the same guy who
Not
thinks a
to most.
cheeseburger is a sandwich.
It's closer to a sandwich. I would not call a cheeseburger a sandwich, but it's closer to a sandwich than a hot
Burger's 100% a sandwich.
No,
Got
it's
two
not.
Got 2 pieces of bread with
No.
meat, cheese, and veggies in the middle.
Do we need to bring up the chart?
No. If you live in America, a burger or a hot dog, it's their own category. It's not a sandwich. Deli meat, go to a sub place if you want a sandwich. Can you get a burger there? Can you get a burger or a hot dog at a sandwich place? Subway?
Possibly.
No, you can't. No, Rec. Not possibly. It's impossible.
It's
because they serve only sandwiches.
No, specifically sub sandwiches. They don't serve grilled cheeses there.
I mean,
Also, and if you think about-
absolutely. What do you mean you can't get a grilled cheese there? Of course you can.
Also, think about it this way: a hot dog and a sub sandwich are built very similarly. One is just much smaller than the other.
so here's the chart for all you guys who are.
And yet, and by the just in case you're wondering, Scott, burger fits in the top left category.
I can't actually. It's too small on my screen.
Hold on.
See it.
Yeah, burger fix, ingredient purist, structure purist.
So yeah. So I mean, it just depends on how you define, because you can make an argument.
You're all lying to yourself.
You can make an
if
argument.
You say I want a sandwich. No one's gonna give you a burger or a hot dog. You know damn well. You're all lying.
Until you describe it. Until you describe it. So, like, again, the container, which is the bread, must be on either side of the toppings, but not necessarily two separate pieces. That's why you get
And
the sub, the hot dog, which falls in that category, but also the ingredient is you get meat between two sides, right? Contain a broader scope of savory ingredients, i.e., a piece of meat in between two buns. Is a slice of turkey between two slices of bread, meat between two, hot dog between two.
Is there a different name for when you put turkey in between bread? What do you call it, Chris? What is that called?
A turkey sandwich.
Oh, what was that last word?
Sandwich.
Okay.
So Scotty,
have you ever had a burger sandwich? Have you ever had a hot dog sandwich?
So Scotty thinks it has to have sandwich in the name for it to be a sandwich, which is
that's a
completely
pretty good start.
Which is
That's
very
a pretty good
incorrect.
start.
A burger is a sandwich.
Why don't we just call wrap sandwiches now?
Now remember, Scotty, in Indiana, it's law that tacos and burritos are sandwiches.
It's true. Yeah.
If we're going off the law of Indiana, we're lost. We're already lost.
The law is a pretty good place to start too, don't you think?
Not in Indiana. No. No. Absolutely not. That's not where we start the law with Indiana.
But we start the law.
Most people
with the
forget
name.
Indiana's here. I forget Indiana exists at times.
Well, maybe this
if
is
they
a
were
hit.
removed as a state, I'd be like, okay, we're fine. Let's move on.
Now I'm feeling
Divide
less
up
and
that
less.
territory.
I'm feeling less and less confident about the Pacers. More as we get into these.
The Pacers are done.
Pacers
They're
are.
not a real, it's not even a real state, Chris.
That motherfucker is not real.
No, it is not real.
That motherfucker back there is not real.
Diacola National Hot Dog and Sausage Council. Pretty important. They're a council. That sounds important. Has declared that a hot dog is not a sandwich because of course it's not.
What is
of
it
course
then?
it's not. It's a hot dog. It's a hot dog. It's its
Is
own
it a taco?
category. No. What? Rick, it's its own category. It's okay to have your own category. It's okay. That's okay.
Let's see. Great. Here comes a fight again. Also, sorry, I didn't realize this had already been debated heavily. This is amazing. No, this is a thing here in this channel where
SCG.
what the fuck is wrong with Indiana?
I bet the National Council is from Indiana.
No, it's a national council. There's no one from Indiana on that council.
Chris, I sent you a video.
Because I don't know if Indiana's a real state.
It's not.
Prove it to me that they are.
It's not real.
That motherfucker back there is not real.
I'd be more willing to say Indiana is not a real state than a hot dog is a sandwich.
Chris, I sent you the video. About halfway through, there's a chicken burger, quote unquote, or is it a sandwich?
Don't get me started, because the UK calls chicken sandwiches a chicken
burger. Yeah.
Do they not know what the word burger actually means?
Yeah, so what they say is, in the video, what they say is that it's a burger because of the bun they use.
No. That's not what makes it a burger! It derives from the word hamburger, which is the meat in between the buns. It's a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, do you know where hamburger comes from? Where the name comes from?
Don't care.
It comes from the city Hamburg in Germany.
Germany, yes, I know. Yeah. What? Okay. What? Then what? What does that matter?
Saying that they're the ones that came up with the actual patty itself.
They invented the word hamburger completely.
Yeah.
Great.
Because that's where Hamburg.
And now we have that word, and so nothing else applies except for if it's a hamburger. If it's ground beef, it's a burger. If it's chicken, it's a chicken sandwich. If it's deli meat, it's a sandwich. If it's a hot dog, it's a hot dog. No one says, I want a hot dog sandwich. No one says that.
And with July 4th
and
coming up,
if you do say that, you probably should be murdered.
I mean, I had 10 hot dog sandwiches on stream.
And the person that murders you probably gets off not guilty. Not guilty.
Is a sub, but a sub is a sandwich.
Of course, it's a sub sandwich. What do you mean?
It's a sub sandwich. All right. So if you take a sub sandwich, take out the meat, the lunch meat, and you put in a hot dog, but everything else stays the same. Is it a sandwich?
One, why are we doing this? Two,
because you're substituting one meat for another.
For the sake of hypothetical.
But it's not. We already have a name for it. It's not a sandwich. It's called a hot dog. It already has a name. Why are we trying to group it with the thing it's not?
All right. You take a hot dog, you slice it super thin slices, and you turn it into lunch meat, but it's a hot dog meat. Is it a hot?
I said, if anyone's taking a hot dog and slicing it into super thin slices, they also deserve to be murdered. They should be dead. Why are you doing that?
You take a hot dog bun and you put like regular lunch meats and veggies in there.
Sandwich. Absolutely a sandwich.
I do like the bottom right here of this chart. Pop-Tart is definitely a sandwich.
Oh.
Pop-Tarts, no. Pop-Tart's also not a sandwich. No, stop it.
I mean, if that is the case...
Contains literally any food or product sandwiched together.
Why do I get worked up by this every time?
Contain any food
fall for it every time.
Enveloped in any way by a containing food.
The problem is everyone knows I'm right,
You
but they
are
like
wrong.
to play into the game. I'm 100% right.
You are very
100%
wrong.
right.
But
But everyone's just like enjoys the game. They enjoy the game of working me up.
But if a Pop-Tart is a sandwich, then fried chicken is a sandwich.
Pop-Tart's not a sandwich. What the fuck about a Pop-Tart is a sandwich? It's a Pop-Tart. Also,
It says
by the
right
way,
here on the chart.
you shouldn't eat a Pop-Tart. Pop-Tarts
I
are
do agree with that.
garbage.
I agree with that entirely. I've never had a Pop-Tart in my life, and I don't regret it.
I mean, that's a little... I mean, you've never had a Pop-Tart. Pop-Tarts are... I mean, they're good. They're fine.
No, they're not good.
They're fine.
Well, never. I have children. I would never give my children a Pop-Tart. Well, I would, but like that's desperate times. They've never had a Pop-Tart. I have an 8, 6, and 4-year-old. None of them even know Pop-Tarts exist.
My children don't either.
Garbage.
At least he's good about one thing about being a dad.
I mean,
I'm a great dad. I may not be great at a lot of other things, but I'm a great father, Rick. And I'm great at knowing what a sandwich is. And
No,
you
you're not.
apparently are not.
Also, SCG, I've never had a toaster strudel either.
Yeah, I've never had that.
Toaster
I know
strudels.
I've heard of them, but
I think I've had a couple in the past when I was little. That's the one where you squeeze the icing on top, and it's like the same. It's basically the same thing, just a little more flaky. You know.
you can't have a sandwich that has the word icing in it.
I mean, you
it's
could
not a
look
sandwich.
at the top right. I mean, you can have ice cream sandwich.
No,
Maybe there's a little...
I don't give a shit about this chart. I am the chart.
You are not the chart.
You're the sandwich chart.
I am the
the
sandwich.
chart. I am the decider of what is a sandwich and is not because I think rationally. Apparently, everyone else just wants
No,
to group
you do
everything
not think
in.
rationally. We've established
Oh.
this multiple times.
I definitely do when it comes to a sandwich, and it's obvious what a sandwich is. It's not that hard to figure out. Why this matters? It doesn't. But son of a
But it's
bitch,
still
none of
fun.
these things are sandwiches.
Now, is a pizza an open face sandwich?
It's a pizza.
It's a pizza. If you turn it, wait. But then if you turn it, roll it up, turn it into a calzone, now you're getting into the same conversation as some of these other.
calzone, Chris, they have words for these. They created words because it's not a sandwich.
Scotty A. Smith, governor of Indiana.
I will say,
If no one in the history of Earth has ever said, I'd like a blah, blah, blah sandwich, then it's not a sandwich. And if anyone has ever said, I'd like a calzone sandwich or a hot dog sandwich or a pizza sandwich, then they should be murdered.
There is such a thing as... There is
Not
such
even
a
murder.
thing.
It's not murder. It's just burned at the stake. They should be hung or burned at the stake. Chris.
I mean, there is such a thing as a pizza sandwich. That is a real thing that you can find at restaurants.
a pizza sandwich.
Yes.
So like pizza ingredients.
Like everything, everything you find in a pizza, like sauce, cheese, pepperoni, sausage, between buns.
That? Why would you do that? But just have a pizza. But I could even see how that's called a sandwich. That I could see. The rest is just garbage. It's garbage. But also, if you you want a pizza sandwich, I'm just be like, no, just give me a fucking slice of pizza.
I will
Why would
say,
want a
I
pizza
will
sandwich?
say, in your defense for this, I will say, if someone
What
came
do you
up,
mean my defense? I'm right, Chris.
No, you're not.
I don't need support here.
no. I'm
I
just
know
saying,
I'm right.
if someone
No, you're
came
not.
up to me and was like, "Would you like a pizza sandwich, or would you like a hot dog sandwich, or would you like a?" I would look at him a little strange. I would look at him and be
A little
like,
strange.
"Yeah, what are we doing here?" I mean, will I know because we've had these conversations of the context of what they're asking? Absolutely. But I'll still look at them like they're crazy. So there is something to what Scotty's saying.
I don't know how people don't see it the way I do because it's so obvious to me. It's so
Because
obvious.
it's about the structure, not the name. Things are
No.
named wrong all the time.
I mean,
Things are named wrong constantly. Like some
Okay,
people.
Give me an example. Give me
I
an
don't have
example,
one-
Rec.
I
You
gotta
said
think of one
you
at
said all the time, but you can't think of one?
I'm blanking off the top of my head.
Yeah, okay. So not all the time, apparently. I have won this debate 1,000 times over.
That's koala bears. Koalas aren't actually bears, but they're called koala bears.
but they have all the right qualifications. Hey, here we are. I'm here all week. I'm here all
I don't
week.
even know what makes them not a bear. Who knows? That is science. This is just common sense.
This is the science of food.
No, there is no science with food. This is common sense.
There's a lot of science with food.
Rec, why do we let you speak?
Do we just mute? Just
It's just
now you're banned.
unbelievable.
just ban our own
It's
mod.
unbelievable that we let him talk. I get why we keep his face off most of the time, but like even letting him speak is a bad strategy.
SDG, mute his ass. Just get his ass out of here. You weren't qualified to make that joke. All right, that's fair. Okay, okay, I guess
Everyone agrees with me in the chat. Captain, preach Scotty, Diacola, I agree with Scott.
Yeah, no,
I mean, everyone agrees with me.
It's
which
the
is
people,
just common sense.
It's the people like Rec who galaxy brain a couple of these things. Now, if you really, really dig deep, you could make all the arguments you want in the world on these, but
at the end of the day, it's a sandwich.
Well, now you're banned.
There it is.
It's
there it
just
is.
Not. It's just not.
So, Chris, how about your Mets?
Crushing, just living the dream. They are going to disappoint me. It's fine. It's what they do. It's what all my teams have been doing recently. But it's
at very least you're at the top of the National League.
Not that I pay attention too close to the Rocks, but I think they won yesterday 14-12.
Yes.
And then today followed up with a 1-0 loss. Like how?
Baseball. That's how baseball works.
Well, not for the Rockies, because baseball traditionally doesn't make you 8-35.
Yeah. Maybe 8-38.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, you're on pace to win 29 games in the whole season.
I mean, I want it. I want the record by a long shot. As bad as it sounds, like
I just know too many people, but there is definitely a part of me that kind of wants it to.
Yeah, it's. But here's the thing: like someone was saying, what was it? The White Sox last year, even last year, like they were pacing. Some of these teams, they were pacing so bad, and even the Rockies currently right now, weirdly enough, I think as of like it was an article like last week. I think it was maybe like a power rankings I was looking at. Their stats are better earlier on in the season than the White Sox were last season. So they were like, well, there's still a chance that they could start winning a few handful of games. They just had a rough schedule. And I'm like, even with a rough schedule, you got to win some, like.
I get, like, the Rockies are also in the toughest division in baseball. You got the other four teams in that division are over 500, including the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah. Otherwise, the Rockies in any other division, they'd be 500.
I wouldn't go that far.
I was lying. That was a joke. I was making a joke.
Yeah.
They're minus 144 in run differential, and we're 46 games in. Like that's hard to do.
Now what's really funny.
Really hard.
Team to fire your manager this year.
What's that?
We've already had 3 teams fire their managers, including Colorado.
Yeah, the Rockies fired their manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bud Black definitely he was around probably for too long.
I think Bud Black knew and was just kind of mailing it in. Now, the Rockies just suck, so it doesn't matter who the manager is. But
yeah,
Bud Black was definitely at a point where he's like, "We just suck, so I don't care."
I mean, Bud Black is like, "Thank you for freeing me from this hell that I'm in." So he's on to.
He's not getting another job, and never mind. I have other things where like he's got a rough road. He's got a rough road ahead, I think.
Yeah. Now here's one thing.
Because never mind. It doesn't matter.
So also real quick, since you two know basketball a lot, what's the most amount of times that a coach typically gets fired before everyone gives up on them?
What do you mean by typically? That's a difficult question.
Like normally.
Or what's the most?
Like, how many jobs do they hold before and get fired from?
I would say most on average, maybe 2, but that's
that's what I say. Like NFL is the same. Like you never see a head coach get a job after being fired twice.
I mean, it kind of depends. Like Budenholzer, you get some of these NBA coaches that just have this, like they have.
You do have Doc Rivers.
They keep coming back. Like they're bad. Like Doc Rivers is one, like you said.
I will go to my grave along with hot dog being not a sandwich. That baseball managers are the least important coaches in all of the big sports. I will go to my grave with that, and it's absolutely true. And anyone who fights me, you're just wrong.
But on the that point, so those three sports, football, baseball, basketball, usually you get fired twice, no one likes you anymore, go away. In hockey, like almost everyone gets 5-6 chances. Like the Florida coach that won the cup.
The Avs, and you just keep Bednar forever.
Yeah, that's also true. But like the Florida Panthers, Paul Maurice has been coaching since like the 90s. He's failed in so many different places, but this time his like 25th team, he gets them to the cup.
Yeah, and for basketball, a lot of dudes you get a lot of guys that have a couple coaching gigs, and then they just end up being like assistants again, and they just kind of fall back into place and do something like that. So, yeah, like Frank Vogel, he's had like 4 jobs in the last how many years? And now he's
it's probably his charisma, Chris. He's so interesting to listen and talk to. When he talks, I'm like, I gotta listen to Frank Vogel. No, he's fucking awful.
Yeah,
I think they find him so boring that they're like, he must be smart because he's. I can't listen to him talk.
Yeah. So it's kind of hit and miss with some. This is why Rick hasn't gotten. Hey Rick, how's the dating thing, by the way? But we'll end on this because we're gonna probably wrap things up here. Guys, anything else you want to ask real quick before we wrap up the show tonight? Go ahead, throw it in the chat. But Rick, any new conversations happening? What's going on with the we in case you guys are just new, some of you guys are new here. We got our mod Rec, a platform.
Dating profile.
A dating profile that I was talking to somebody at one point. Rec, what are you still talking to someone? No? Yes?
I've got 0 updates.
Ooh.
So that one is left the building, apparently. Yeah. That potential.
Okay. Well,
Did you tell her? Did you talk to her about hot dogs being sandwiches?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I just want to make sure. Like that's a conversation. Maybe just actually say I do before bringing that up. All right. No options right now. Maybe we reevaluate the profile.
Yeah, I did make some changes to the profile. Did make a couple of changes.
Captain Urban. Dang, way to end on a good note.
A low note. No, on
a low note. Yeah.
To be fair, Chris and I didn't know the answer to that.
We didn't know. We
were hopeful that things are going well.
At one point, Rec was talking to someone for a while, and it was looking promising. So we're just checking in. But it's all right, Rec. There's plenty of fish in the sea, and there will be more.
Keep getting after it.
Although I may need.
Don't be weird.
I may need a new app because I keep getting to the point where I go through everybody in the area.
Is there? So is there like a paid version where you get more variety of people? Is that a thing?
Well, he's not. He's not doing a paid version. We know
that's 100% true.
You can't put a price on love, Rec.
Yeah.
You can't put a price on finding your soulmate.
How badly do you want love?
Just saying.
I'm at this stage. It's, at least to me, it's if it happens, awesome. But I don't lose sleep over it.
How old are you, Rick?
25.
Got all the time in the world. All the time.
Hold on.
All right. Scotty's gonna take a little kiddo break. I bet Rick would get a girl to pay for the first date. Maybe. Sometimes you get girls who are into that sort of thing. I don't know. Not often.
If she offers, if she offers to do it, I wouldn't fight too much. But I'll still pay.
Good answer.
Good
answer.
Yeah, granted, I'm not going anywhere fancy. My ideal first day is a local hole in the wall.
Yeah, because if I'm telling you, Rec, just so you know, just just throwing this out there. If a girl ever says, "Oh, I'll pay on the first date,"
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Don't.
It's a trap.
It is. Do not fall for that. That will never ever be a thing. Just so you know. Just.
SCG, but I'm the king of cheap. Yes, I do enjoy saving money. Except gambling. I do like gambling quite a bit. Like, gambling's the one thing that, I'll pay a little more for.
So gamble on love. Gamble on love. There's who's that? Caleb Presley, who used to be with Barstool, now he's on his own. He asked Drake, like, what? He's like, do you like to gamble? He's like, oh, love to gamble. I love to gamble. I said that way too enthusiastically. He's like, what do you? Maybe I should just bring it up. It's the funniest thing ever. Maybe I'll just let me see if I can find it.
Also, while you find that, I have a quick trivia question for you, completely unrelated. What live action movie is the worst rated of all time?
What live action movie is what?
Is rated the worst all time. Lowest rated live action movie.
Lowest rated live action movie, like Disney?
I don't know if it's just Disney, but that is a good hint. This particular movie is a Disney movie.
Is it? Oh, it's the Snow White.
Yeah.
Snow White. Easy.
And it's not even close either.
I wouldn't assume so. All right, let's see where this is at. Let's see.
Great.
I mean,
Son.
Oh wait, what is this? Hold on.
Whatever that feeling is. Cold. Fair.
Ackroyd. Yeah, did not invent Patron.
The other things that I feel as well.
How about this? Let's do a thing where I just name a feeling. And
STG.
Okay. Ackroyd.
I mean, I like the mindset there, STG.
Patron,
There's just one problem.
Invented it.
I don't like
so
movies.
Had to. You think invented it? Team Ackroyd. And Ackroyd didn't invent. I like a cold plunge. Be like other things that I feel as well.
Romantic.
Top.
Booty hole and
booty hole.
That's not even from right now.
Oh, here we go.
Stop.
Love
Hashtag
rocking the Toronto jersey too. Poor Toronto.
Look at either of you. To gamble.
Oh, here.
You like to gamble?
I love to gamble.
This is wreck.
I sounded way too enthusiastic about that, but yeah, I really do like to gamble.
And what's the best thing to bet on?
Not Toronto sports.
Fatherhood.
You bet on fatherhood?
You can always bet.
You bet on fatherhood a lot?
I just meant it more like an encouraging, like you can always bet on fatherhood. Right?
I've never heard that before.
I just meant like for all the people out there, you
So-
can always bet on fatherhood.
House always wins though, right?
Yeah. House always
You ever
wins.
bet on yourself?
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah, you could definitely bet on yourself if you're confident.
That's how Pete Rose went down.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Correct.
That's how Pete.
So he bet,
I mean,
he
now
bet on
Pete
his
Rose is Hall of Fame
Yeah.
eligible after his death.
To win. I wish I could bet on my own hits.
Shout out to Pete Rose.
Right.
Yeah.
You might make more money
Him
betting on
and
hits than
Shoeless
fatherhood.
Joe Jackson.
Yeah. Shout out to Pete Rose. Pete Rose chilling up there in the big baseball diamond in the sky. Finally able to say, hey, my lifetime ban is no longer a lifetime ban because I'm dead.
Because the life is over.
And now I could be in the Hall of Fame. Let's go.
Or it's like you see all those things like people that somehow survive death row. So,
Yeah.
so is my life sentence over? Am I free now?
Yeah, exactly. Sentences end when you die, right? Like any like life ban, life sentence from Pro Baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah, you're dead. What's it matter now? Gotta go, but thanks for the laughs. Catch you guys. Hey, appreciate you being here, Captain. By the way, guys, share.
Always remember. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, always remember that a hot dog is a sandwich.
There you go. Don't tell Scotty. But guys,
tell him.
We will be. We'll probably wrap it up here now. Scotty's taking care of business with kiddos, and it's, I think we did a good job at bringing our spirits up after this therapy session, being in a dark place
with hot dogs.
With a lot. I mean, hot dog conversation fires up anybody, but that'll be where we end the show tonight. So, guys, we will be back live Wednesday, and I have a feeling we'll be talking more NBA, NHL. We'll be doing a lot more of that stuff, but we will probably also be kind of bleeding a little bit more into NFL as we get a little bit closer, knowing that, things are starting to, we're starting to get excited about having some of these football conversations. I mean, all of our teams are out. So now it's just like, all right, I'm ready to talk some Broncos football. I'm sure I wish Rec could feel the same way about his Steelers, but here we are. We're here trying to figure out, what the season's going to look like. So maybe we could do a little bit more NFL kind of, just if storylines pop up, we'll talk a little bit about what we think is going to be happening moving forward.
Thanks, Piglet.
Let's see. Got great week, boys and girls. Remember, wash your hands, wash your ass, wash your hands. I mean, yeah. There you go. I love it. I love it. Great wisdom there by Piglet. Love the wisdom there. All right, let me go ahead and let's get you guys out of here, guys. It's been a fun night. We've had a great time chilling with you guys. Let's run the credits for you guys because you've earned it. Let's just put it like it is. You guys always earn it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being our soundboard for everything that we typically, we go through mentally with sports. Sports can be so incredible in lifting your spirits, and it can be so lethal and just crushing in a lot of other aspects of what it does to you. Whether you're a fan of a team that just chokes away playoff games, or whether you win a title, the highs and lows. It's like Russell Westbrook. You just never know what you're gonna get. And today,
and you get both in baseball.
You get both in baseball. So
you specifically, Chris.
That's true. I literally have a team that's at the top and the bottom that I have some sort of affiliation with. So
at this point, you're more of a Mets fan just by default.
Just by default. That's correct. So, it just comes with the territory. When you're as bad as the Rockies are every single year, you just happen to just fall into this category quite a bit. And so that's what we're dealing with here. And I don't know how to navigate it from week to week, month to month, but we do our best. That's all we can say. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it. And we will get you over to Colleen Dauncey. Colleen Dauncey is going to be where you will get serenaded for the rest of your evening. So go give Colleen some love. Tell her ActionLab guys sent you. She's got her little puppy dog. She's playing some keyboard. And she will give you some good vibes going into the work week, school week, whatever you got. So go give love to Colleen. Otherwise, we will see you back here Wednesday nights. We will be back live, hanging out with you guys, talking some sports, and enjoying some entertaining conversations. So, love you guys. Thank you guys for being supporters of our channel. And we will be, hanging out with you here very, very soon. Go be a good person between now and Wednesday. Go live in the moment. We don't do that enough. Put the phones down. Enjoy the things and people around you. Much like the Michelob guy that got him on a beer can. So it's worth something. Go get on a beer can. How about that?
Go get on a beer can.
Go find a way to get on a beer can, and I'll buy every case. It'll be fun.
How about you practice what you preach? You get on a beer can first.
I mean,
get an ActionLab beer.
I could. Should we get into the beer game?
Yes. Uno reverse.
Uno reverse. Uno reverse. Reverse. All right, guys. Love you guys. Have a great night. We will see you Wednesday. Love you.
Bye, everybody.